Lebanon is attempting to elect a new president today after 12 failed attempts in 2 years. That post, reserved for a Maronite Christian, has been empty since Michel Aoun's term ended in October 2022. Lebanese Army Commander Joseph Aoun, no relation to Michel, has been the front runner for that job, but he did just fail a first round of the vote. We're going to talk more about all of this now with our Beirut correspondent, Rawad Taha. Rawad, Joseph Aoun got the most votes in that vote not long ago, 71 out of 86 needed. He did, though, still fail to get the majority. What happens now?
So, in particular, it was very interesting the fact that the Speaker of Parliament has called for a second round of voting, although in 2 hours after the first round was over. So that starts in around 1 hour from now. What is interesting is also the fact that the opposition has refused this break, considering it unconstitutional, and that the Parliament should be convening instantly in another round of vote. However, what is very important is the fact that the Speaker of Parliament, Nabih Berri, also a close ally to Hezbollah. Both his party and Hezbollah originally opposed the election of the army commander as the next president. In those 2 hours, it is expected that condensed and a lot of effort and negotiations should be ongoing, both locally and regionally, and as well as international actors trying to push forward for the election of the Lebanese Armed Forces Commander Joseph Aoun. A possible scenario is the fact that during this break there is some sort of a breakthrough, there is some sort of guarantees that would be given by other parliament members as well as by Aoun himself and by the international community and Arab community for both Amal and Hezbollah regarding the next period. If those guarantees are provided, or there is some sort of a package deal that includes some sort of a consensus when it comes to the formation of the next government, it is very possible that we see Army Commander Joseph Aoun elected as the next president in the second round of voting. However, if that fails to happen in the second round of voting, we may see furthermore sessions either today, a third, a fourth, a fifth, or possibly adjourning the entire session for another day. So quite some interesting times here in Lebanon. Yet indeed, despite the fact that the Lebanese Armed Forces Commander Joseph Aoun failed to reach the 86 number of votes needed, which is a two-thirds majority of the parliament, given the fact that his election requires a constitutional change or a constitutional amendment. He needs 86 and not a simple majority of 65. Despite the fact that he has failed the first round, he still remains the most possible candidate who potentially can make it to the presidential palace later this afternoon if that consensus that we talked about is reached.
So, Rawad, let's say we get to that consensus. Lebanon does elect Aoun as the next president. What would be the next steps for the country, and what kind of implications would it have for Lebanon, which, just to remind everyone, is a country that's facing multiple crises at the moment?
So the army commander is seen by both the Lebanese people and Arab and Western allies as someone who is not highly affiliated with the ruling elite, the current ruling elite, which has been leading the country after the civil war since the 1990s. He is seen as a figure that is transparent, that doesn't bow to any pressure from any political party. So if that is true, his election today is not really in favor even of many of the parties which are electing him today inside a parliament under immense Arab and international pressure. So this could really be a breakthrough for Lebanon, a totally new phase in the Lebanese political landscape. The first thing that should happen, or would happen later this week, if he was elected president, he should call parliament for consultation on the name of the next prime minister, designating a potential prime minister for him to actually try to form a government. That government in particular, with cooperation with the president, has a lot of duties on its tasks, including resolving the economic crisis which Lebanon has faced over the past 5 years, also implementing international agreements and the ceasefire agreement with Israel, which was only implemented roughly 2 months ago. So a lot of duties on the president and potentially the next government, as well as on the Lebanese parliament.
Rawad, thank you for that. Rawad Taha will be checking back in with you throughout the day here as that vote continues in Lebanon.